Good job. That's a good sign.
That was a good clap.
That was like how when Mom and I used to go shopping and
the parking spot,
and we'd find that parking spot, and we knew it was going to be, we're going to find what we need. That clap.
I hope so. I hope so, because I'm feeling off today.
Oh no!
But this is showbiz, and the show must go on.
That's right.
Can't cancel.
No, the show or each other?
Just in general. Just cannot cancel.
No. That is literally part of the deal. You and I come, even if we're not feeling it or
I don't feel 100% today.
Okay.
But I'm going to be fine, because today's an anniversary of something.
Does it affect us?
No, it doesn't affect us at all, actually. It just affects me. Maybe this is why I'm having also feeling this way, is because today's October 13th. We're recording on October 13th.
Okay.
And on October 13th in 1972, that
what?
Chilean rugby team,
the
Uruguayan rugby team crashed into the Andes.
I'm very sorry. R.I.P. to that entire plane. I almost said something so insensitive.
Please don't say something insensitive. That these people, some of them are survivors.
But this is like your
obsession.
Best friend from grade school for me.
Yeah, I always have to bring up. Today's the anniversary. I mean, it's kind of a big deal for me. Did I ever tell you I was once wandering through a secondhand store, and there was all these books, and I just started gravitating towards the book section, and I'm looking and I'm like, is it possible that that's what it says? And it just said alive.
Yes.
And it was the book.
As a matter of fact, you have told me that.
Isn't
that how you got that book and read it? Yep.
It's actually really quite a story of survival. So with that being said, though, did you watch the one on Netflix? I think it was called Snowed In or something. I forget the name.
No, in fact, the last time we talked about it on the podcast, you suggested it. You were really into it. And I said, thank you. I probably won't be watching it.
It's really good. It's worth watching. I would watch it during the wintertime because of the climate.
Because of the mountain butt eating survival.
Yes.
Awesome. I will put that in my back pocket for a holiday
flick.
Yeah.
With that being said, I thought we would try something. Speaking of eating,
so
hungry now, aren't you? This is actually really exciting though, because I've never had this. I was at the Middle Eastern Bakery up on Foster Avenue in Clark in Andersonville.
Didn't you take me there once?
Did we go together?
Is that where you got the hummus and that bread as well?
I don't know if they would say it like that, would they?
They wouldn't? Hummus?
Maybe.
Hummus.
Either way, they now have...
Am I allowed to have an accent?
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Well, I know, but you're my PR rep, and if you
think that was a bit aggressive, but you know what? Maybe that's how it is said. I don't know. I just say hummus.
Okay. Well, that was like our dad's business partner who was Mexican, and he would introduce all of his kids. This is George, this is Diane, this is Ricky, and this is Teresa. So I just like to lean into
Well, it's like how when I say chorizo.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Chorizo.
I don't say chorizo.
I don't. And we can take us down a whole nother path here. But see, I feel like it's okay for you to say chorizo, as it's okay for me to say hummus.
I don't know if chorizo is even the right way to say it.
Well, it ain't chorizo.
It's not chorizo. It's like gyros.
Yeah.
Gyros.
Which, by the way,
I know
that
our
conversation
Greek
on
friends,
TikTok really pissed people off.
Did it make them mad?
Well, of course, because it wouldn't be a day in social media if some fun
people are mean on social media.
Piss someone off.
I actually... A video of me doing a yoga posture had kind of went viral for our studio. I was showing chaturanga, and my butt was lifted high. I've got a big butt, and I was out of alignment, definitely. But when you're really breaking something down, it was just, it's not even worth even going over the details of it, just because it is what it is. It wasn't the best.
Were you getting picked on?
People are so mean.
What were they saying? Give me some.
Just like, I just saw like a couple comments, and I'm like, I'm not going to, it kind of put me in a sad mood yesterday, because I was like, people are just mean.
People are so mean.
We're going to say, fuck you if you're an asshole troll on the internet, and we're going to eat some Dubai chocolate. Okay. So this is the thing. I got it at the Middle Eastern Bakery. Okay. I've never had, this is that viral Dubai chocolate that's seen, it says right here, as seen all over. It's like, as you see, remember like those things as seen on TV?
Yep.
Now it's as seen on social media.
Okay.
So it's katafi. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, with pistachio cream. So it's shredded phyllo,
Phyllo, potato, patata.
Exactly. Darkened milk chocolate, pistachio cream, sugar, and tahini.
Darkened milk chocolate.
So I want you to take a little square,
okay,
and let's try it.
Okay, this is what it looks like.
Like, I love how like moist
it
is.
Are you
going to
eat this like a piece of sushi? Just put the whole thing in your mouth?
Oh my God. That is so.
Oh my God.
Anthony, would you like to try a piece?
Oh my God. The texture. Oh my God.
Oh wait, take the whole thing if you'd like. Yes.
Oh my God. That was so good.
Oh no, you need more of that middle piece. That is delicious.
That hits for 1,000 different reasons.
Oh my God, now I know why it's viral.
Delicious.
I'm obsessed with that like crunchy. It reminds me of this delicious it's at Trader Joe's. It's it's the same kind of inside, that kind of like phyllo dough. And it has like some cheese in it, and you bake it in the oven, and it kind of is crunchy, and you put honey on it. That's outstanding.
Decadent, delicious. Texture, flavor.
That just cured all the blues from trolls on the internet.
You know what? Are you feeling better?
I feel so much better.
Good.
Damn it, that was good.
Thank you for sharing. Now I want more, but
you can have that piece right there. Have it.
I'll wait.
Well, I don't want you to, because we're going to talk about Cozy Boy right now. So if you want to have that bite right now, we're going to give a shout out to Stevie Blue. And Stevie Blue, he came up to us the other day, actually, at Anthony's screening for How We Roll.
I met him in person.
Yeah, I hadn't met him like in passing, but he has such a presence on camera. And he's featured in not featured, he's one of the subjects, if you will, bocce ball players in Anthony's short doc, How We Roll.
Okay.
And I love his energy. He's a lawyer. So he presents himself on television or on screen. He has like the way he talks with his hands. He looks like he's like litigating,
but also confident and likes to have fun.
Yeah, you can tell he likes to have fun, because he came up to us and then he was like, "Hey, you guys, I'm a Cozy Boy." And I was like, "Oh,
I know." And at first, we have a family friend whose last name is Cozy, not spelled with a Y. And I was like,
no, I knew he didn't mean that. I figured out right away that he is a listener of Cozy Conversations. So Stevie Cozy Boy, he said he trademarked that. So I don't know if we could use it. He's probably going to sue us or something.
Awesome.
But Stevie listens, and I just want to say a thank you. And not only does he listen, but he's such a good Cozy Boy, because he also comments on our Spotify platform. And that is a good listener.
I appreciate it.
So I think we should talk about his comment, because I really am into what he was talking about, because he's kind of old school like us. He's kind of nostalgic.
Yeah.
Can you read it? Do you want to read it?
You know what? It's hard for me to read.
Do you want me to do it?
Can you do it?
I got it. Yeah. Michelle's eyes aren't working that much
my
anymore.
eyes aren't working, and our scheduling changed. I don't have my card, so my phone is not doing the trick.
Okay, so Stevie Blue, aka our number one Cozy Boy, says phone calls and having company over for the hell of it are things I really try to hang on from the olden times. He says calling someone just to check in can really feel like a breath of fresh air, and you never know what form the conversation will take, because texts can be sometimes too rigid. In fact, I've walked in on Anthony having a phone call with Stevie on the telephone. So he's not full shit.
He really likes to do this.
Something, though, that Stevie struggles with is keeping the stress at bay when hosting. So he's talking about like all the side things that when you're hosting, cleaning, preparing, cooking. Now he's got a baby, so tending to the fam. Curious how you ladies handle that when hosting, all of the other stuff while being a hostess with the mostess. I'll often try to overhost and wind up missing the moment.
Yep.
Stevie, thank you for writing in, Cozy Boy. I thought about this, and this is what I started implementing. This would be my number one tip.
I can't wait to hear
for hosting, is to have intentional conversations with people. Notice if you see someone, even if it's for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, at least a connection. Make the connection with them. Ask them how they're doing. That is the one thing when I'm trying to host that I do, is to connect and have that intentional conversation. And also, being a little bit of a control freak.
Yeah.
Let the dishes just pile up.
That's kind of what I was going to say. Like, care less about some of the things that are going to be there when your company leaves.
Yep.
You can take care of the dishes, the mess, all of
Mm-hmm.
those things later. That,
Mm-hmm.
I, in the beginning, kind of struggled with when I was a younger host, kind of I put emphasis on what I feel now is the wrong emphasis. I think people appreciate details and the pretty Pinterest experience, but it
For
takes
the
away
moment.
for the moment. And it's such a fleeting moment
Yeah.
that I think that the host experiences, I think the host appreciates those moments more if they do what you are suggesting, which is being more intentional about spending the time and not concerning yourself with
Yeah.
the things that you can manage
And
later.
also the other thing about outsourcing, like order out
Mhm.
sometimes. If you're having people over, just order. Like we had friends over a couple nights ago. I made cookies, but then we ordered out a salad and pizza. It made it real easy. The
Same. I
easier
was
you make it, sometimes the more you're able to actually connect with your guests
totally agree.
and not be overwhelmed.
Agree. I was just at a party with the same thing. Um, they ordered out and kept it real casual and kind
Yeah.
of effortless. And the night was just full of like amazing
Hmm.
conversation and human connection. Like
Yeah.
I left and I was like, that was so fun.
Yeah. You
Felt
felt
great.
like you were actually company at someone's home and you spent time
And
with
I think
them
that the hosts felt like
the same way.
they were obviously hosting, but I think that they got to enjoy their guests instead of, burning the midnight oil,
Yeah.
making sure that it was like perfect or
Yeah, now
whatever.
that the holiday season's coming about soon, right, with the Thanksgiving and parties and whatnot, that is a good little tidbit to put out there is just have that intentional conversation, seek out connection
Mhm.
with your guests.
Yeah.
All right, Stevie. So now we gave you the tip, the sister project hosting tip.
Ah,
Now, after the holidays, we want to hear back from you.
yeah,
We
right
want to know
back. How'd you do it?
how did it go?
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
How'd
How'd
you
you
do
do?
it?
Now, speaking of the holidays, we want to throw in a word from our sponsor. We've got a wonderful new sponsor that we are partnering with for the next couple of months. And this one is Let It Be Us. And I'd love to share a little bit more about Let It Be Us. Let It Be Us is an Illinois non for profit working to place children in foster care into safe, loving, forever homes with a focus on equity and belonging. And Let It Be Us serves all children and believes all deserve a loving home as well, which, of
I
course,
mean,
sometimes when you hear these stories about children, just you hear things and you're like, oh, you just want the same thing. We want the same thing for all these kids too, is to have
mhm.
a loving, happy home. And that's what Let It Be Us. That's what they are focused on. Now, with the holidays coming up, I always find myself, and Michelle, we've talked about
Yes.
this in the past.
Looking, how can we give
How can
back?
we
How
do
can
something?
we like enhance, improve, make somebody else's
Any
life
way
better?
that you can do something is all that matters. If it's even if you can't give a lot, doing something even a little bit can be helpful. So here are a couple options with Let It Be Us. They're hosting an incredible fun event on December 4th. It's called Candy Cottage for a Cause.
Hmm.
And it's adults only, which that sounds fun.
It does.
Right? Just adults only. It's an evening of gingerbread house decorating. They're going to
Uh,
have like a proper pastry chef there, and they're going to teach you. You don't have to have any experience, but you're going to learn how to make a proper gingerbread house with festive drinks, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and community, of course. And this is all to support kids in foster care. Now, the question is, listener, can you attend?
and the answer is
Well, hopefully, yes.
yeah.
But if you can't, this is what I like about Let It Be Us, is that there's other ways to get involved if you want to. Of course, there's volunteer ways and different donation ways, but they're also doing a toy drive as well. And you can still make an impact through their holiday toy drive. Donating gifts ensures children in foster care experience joy and the warmth of the holiday season. And so you can find out more on how to participate with Let It Be Us by going to letitbeus.org. And I would really encourage you to look at the menu items, look at their mission, what they're doing. They're doing unbelievable things to get children in safe, happy, wonderful homes. And again, if you're not looking to foster or adopt a child, you can do so much more outside of that to help the cause. So
Fantastic.
we'll be sharing more about Let It Be Us as the season goes on, but definitely go to letitbeus.org and check out the events page. And that's where you'll find the toy drive as well as Candy Cottage for a
I
Cause.
love that.
We're going. It's on December 4th. We'll see us. Be there or be square. Okay, moving right along to catch up, Michelle. So Zanies has recapped. Zanies has come and gone. And it feels good.
Oh, I feel like, I feel great. I was describing the post Zanies show to some friends as there's like a letdown, like not like a,
You breastfeeding?
similar to
Yeah.
when your milk comes in
Yeah.
and your kid's far away from you and you really, the letdown, it's like, oh,
I remember it was like a stinging, like
and like tingling,
tingling
such an
feeling.
odd feeling.
And then none of my milk came in. It was very odd.
Yeah, I was serving up strawberry milkshakes for my kids, so it was fantastic. I guess actually the post Zany show is nothing at all like the letdown of my
No, it was
milk.
much more exciting.
Super, super fun. Feel like we did our job and did it well.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. Had so much fun. I was obsessed with my outfit.
Your outfit was fantastic.
I loved it. I think that, you know what it was, going into this show, when we talked about, we're doing this really cool, like an entrepreneur workshop with Posey Law Group called the Maven Experience.
Yes.
And we were talking about, we had Lisa Gio on to talk about finding our clear vision.
Mm-hmm.
And going into Zanies, part of my preparation for that was finding my clear vision for my outfit.
Mm.
And as I've shared with you, I've always wanted to be a drag queen, like a proper drag queen. And this is where I'm actually able to live out some of these dreams by kind of doing it up in the makeup department,
Totally
getting creative and having fun with it. And I feel like that extra emphasis on my vision there helped me feel really prepared and excited for Zanies.
Did it play? Yeah. How did it play into your mindset as you took that stage?
Well,
like,
what?
Did you feel different being?
Well, let's be honest. Getting your hair and makeup done always elevates.
Just feel better.
Vibe.
Yeah,
I
totally.
mean, your pictures are going to look good.
Yeah,
your on stage presence is going to look good. So yeah, absolutely. You go out there ready, ripping and roaring, ripping and tearing.
And I also like ripping and tearing, but I also appreciate like your risk taking almost with your look.
With the makeup I was a little nervous about it.
It was risky, I thought. And I think
it looked so good.
But she killed it and you owned it.
Yeah.
And it added to, I think, the audience's experience.
Yeah. It was I've always loved Twiggy and like 1960s mod supermodel makeup aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this thing, and Cher used to do it too. They do this crazy thick black crease, not like a smoky eye, like a drawn on crease. So we modernized it a little bit. And I really wanted to pull in blue eyeshadow because I had read recently about women were wearing blue eyeshadow back in the day to kind of go against, because it's so bright and it's big and bold and it kind of goes against like being soft and
demure and kind of like
and it's kind of
understated.
Like it's a kind of, there's a little bit of a feminist spin on it. Cleopatra wore big blue eyeshadow, of course. Well, we don't know that for sure, but that's what we think. And so I just was really leaning into that as well. And it helps me. It's part of I think it was fun to bring that into our storytelling as well, just in regards to having that presence for me. It was really fun. And I think anyone doing anything creative, the more you can dive into it and express yourself in it, however that means or whatever that looks like, it really adds to the experience.
100%. Now I have another question for you. So I guess you didn't know that I was going to be interviewing.
Oh, I'm here for it. What are we doing?
So when we got on stage, but when you got on stage, I mean, I know I was like definitely like doing like deep breaths and like jogging it out in the green room before we came out there. How long did it take for you to settle in, lock in, and feel like, yeah, I'm LFG.
I'm home.
LFG.
I've come home onto the stage. 2 seconds.
Because I want to say I was at one point, I was in awe of you when you were telling your story about being a middle child and the daydreaming that you did. Like I personally felt like I was a part of the audience watching you like come alive in a different way that not that I've not seen before, but I was like, you are so prepared. You have worked so hard at how you are going to deliver this story. And I think that you nailed it.
Yeah, Michelle, thank you.
I remember I was sitting there and I was like, I'm going to
start crying.
I'm going to let her go with this. And I've talked to people since we did our show, and that I think is one of the biggest highlights and takeaways that I got from people was your storytelling and your relatability, and how so many people really connected with not just the middle child story, but the sister
Yeah.
dynamic. And we got to lean in. I mean, clearly we're the sister project,
Yeah.
but like it's a theme that we bring, maybe not necessarily knowing so
Mhm.
often, that it's hitting harder and impacting harder and connecting more than maybe we even
Yeah, I
realized.
agree with you. Someone came up to me after I know that she falls last in birth order. And she was like, although I'm not a middle child, I'm the youngest. That was so relatable. Just, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was about this, and she has sisters. I was really thinking, I was doing a little homework preparing for this. And one of the things that I got a lot after the show, people were asking is, how much preparation did we do for the show?
Yeah.
And I went and saw Bridget McGuire, who opened for us. And that was to support my good friend, but also that's homework for me. That's like studying
Yeah. You're
someone who
studying your craft.
knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
And watching her on stage and work the room and stand up on that Zanies stage a month before us was very inspiring. So I was working on like, what is she doing and what can I take from her presence, her stage
Yeah.
presence? Although we have two very different stage presences, but I found her to just be so inspiring. And with that, I just thank you for what you just said about the storytelling part, probably because I've really never shared those stories before, that they were really fun to share. So
Yeah.
I was excited to share them. And I was really weird as a young kid, and I think I feel more comfortable sharing how weird I was as a kid now that I'm an adult, and I should have never not been okay to share it, but
But that's what
that's who I
happens. But
am.
also, and that's what happens is we leave our kid phase where there's that period of time as youngsters where we don't care. We're unaware of other people and their thoughts of us for a period of time. And then we get to that part of adolescence where all of a sudden we start to not like dim our own light, but we become very aware of our surroundings. And oftentimes what we do in that phase of growing up is sort of kind of maybe shove down some of our
Yeah, the
quirky ways or the
weirdness.
weirdness. And yeah, it felt like you really arrived in that moment. I think
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to
Well,
say.
also too, I feel like who I am now really is based on who I was at that young age. Like that, to me, that weirdness, that imagination, besides the fact I wanted to get kidnapped, but the act of imagination, that is still who I am as a person now. And I still have daydream and have imaginative thoughts and whatnot. Like I'll listen to music and I'll put together a whole video to it in my brain of what
Mm.
I would be doing if I was like an action star to
Mm.
a really cool song I love. And I'll just make it up in my head. And I now I'm feeling maybe that sharing that bit about me, I'm so comfortable with who that little person
Yeah.
was. And maybe now that I have a daughter, understanding that we're all just humans
And she's
and
got a little bit of a weird streak in her
she's
too.
a party animal. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. But it felt really, really good. And with the production aspect of the show, people were asking, like, how much do we write? And that's what's interesting. We write a whole show out and we'll write some zingers that we know,
Yeah, some things we want to
but
hit.
you can't really prepare for the
No.
connection that happens on stage. That's just an authentic showing up. That's just what we have.
Yes, I think that is people, I kind of shared the same thing. I'm like, we craft our program, we know the order of
That part's hard too, though. Like just getting down to that, like what are we going to talk about
that
at
and
Zanies?
I would say that took
Oh
months.
yes.
That took well
Once
over.
we get the idea, it takes about a month to prepare the show.
But even then, it's
Ideas.
not fully written in stone because we made some adjustments right up to the last minute, almost the last week, where you were like, this doesn't feel right. And then we found something else that did. And we really kind of let our gut and intuition
Mhm.
guide a lot of our show, and
totally.
And we made some adjustment. We were able to be more flexible, unless we are more flexible. We're not rigid.
No.
We bend and we lean into certain things.
Well, we had to, because we also started late. So at one point I was looking to the clock to my left and I realized that we have to skip a whole section.
Yep.
And we did. And that was fine.
We picked the right section, I think, to quit, to ditch.
To ditch over it, because it wasn't going to give what the rest of the show was giving. But that's what's so fun about doing these things, is that there's a rush that comes from it. You're planning on the spot, you're making decisions while in front of an audience. I mean, there's a lot of mental gymnastics that are going on there, and you just have to trust that it's going to work out okay. Yep. And it did.
And it did. You know, that was one thing that I was thinking in the beginning, and I was thinking about the previous show and how we hit a couple marks right out of the gate, and we got some laughs, like uproarious laughter at the previous one. And so I was, in my mind before the show, I do these last minute, instead of being like, you're going to slay it, everyone's going to roar, I was like, what? In my mind, I'm like, what if we don't get laughs right out of the gate? Okay, you know, whatever. We obviously did. We like have a knack for that. But the other thing too that I'm kind of obsessed with in just you and I creating as a duo is we have a very, when we're on and locked in, like there's like this connection, like we know each other so well. I know when you're gonna pop a zinger that's going to blow everybody's pants off. You know, when I've got something I'm like, we just, and
our
we roll with it. And that is, it takes practice. It's also like kind of luck. We work on it, and I feel like we keep doing it, and it just keeps getting better. And it feels like, I say with the pigs, it either feels wrong or it feels right. That felt so
and there's going to be more where that came
Hell
from.
Yeah.
We're working on a January, February date. So we'll be looking into like a winter cozy conversation at a winter.
And I'm bouncing, and I'm telling people are asking, when's your next
Thursdays
date?
or Saturdays.
People are really excited about this time frame.
Okay.
Because, you know, as we learned and talked about, granted, we still filled a room, but October with sports and college visits and homecoming and all of these things.
I'm honestly shocked, and thank you to those that came during such a busy time of the year. I think we underestimated how busy of a time of the year that weekend was. And we still packed the room. So thank you to everyone who came out. Michelle, you noted here that the most common thing people said to you since Zanies is that they too rip off their pinky toenail.
That's correct. That is not an exaggeration. I have had people whisper in my ear in passing, hey,
my toenail's gone.
I too rip off my toenail. I'm like, and here now I've found that I've connected with people,
another stranger,
in ways that I never expected.
Okay, wait, now it's coming back to me. I have to tell you about the woman I saw yesterday.
Tell me.
So I went on my annual walk with Maggie. I'll tell you about later. And we're sitting at Hopleaf, our favorite. That's where we go to eat, of course. And the wine. There's wine or beer. The wine is our favorite. And we're sitting there, and I'm facing kind of like the outdoor. I'm facing the outside. They're like big windows open, and it's Maggie, Katie, Anthony, and me. And I can see between Maggie and Katie, like the outside. And I'm like putting a muscle in my mouth, and all of a sudden this woman's hands come onto, it's almost like a little fence, and she pops her head up and she's like, Lauren? And I was like, oh my. I mean, I was taken aback because, I mean, muscle in mouth, and this little lady's head popped up, and I was like, yeah. And I'm like, yes. I put in my mouth, and she's like, I have to tell you, I'm a huge fan of you and Michelle and the Sister Project.
Oh my God. Wits in the city.
Which is so huge for us because we have a big following out in the suburbs.
Wow.
I mean, up north in Andersonville, I was not expecting that.
Wow.
Anthony, do you remember her name? Carrie Kelleher. I think it was Carrie. Do you know?
Wait, I recognize that name. Does she follow us on Instagram? I recognize that name from DMs.
Well, Thank you for following us.
Wow.
Her enthusiasm. She was with her husband. She saw me walk through and she said, I know that hat because I had a black hat on. And she was just her enthusiasm and her like encouragement for like just to keep doing what you're doing kind of attitude
Oh my
was all I needed
God.
on a Sunday night.
You know what?
So thank you for listening. And I love when whiffs come and say hello in the wild. I mean, we were dying. Maggie was like, "This has happened to you often." I'm like, "Not in the city."
Did she mention that she rips off her pinky toenail too?
She didn't bring up her pinky toenail, but she had a Lions sweater on, like not a Lions township, like the Detroit Lions. And it was like an old school sweater that looked like someone like knit it about 40 years ago. It was legit. She was our people.
You know what? You bring up that sweater and then I immediately think about
your
my jacket. So thanks for bringing that up again.
Bringing that up.
But you didn't, but it sort of felt like an indirect assault.
Didn't mean it.
It's fine.
But Carrie, and I think that's your name, please write in again and double check. And thank you so much for listening. What a sweet stop by. Michelle, can we move into our hot topic?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm not totally sure I'm ready for it.
But we're doing it anyways.
We have to.
All right, listener, today we are honoring and we're going to remember the legacy, the icon that was and is forever Diane Keaton.
Oh, heartbroken.
I know. The minute
what a loss.
Where the fuck was I? I was upstairs, maybe trying to get Luna to maybe not nap. And it was like Diane Keaton passed away. I'm like, no.
I wasn't ready for that. I did not see that. It's not what I wanted to see in my news feed. I'm, Family Stone is one of the many Diane Keaton movies that is one of my favorites. And it's going to hit in a different way this year. But this woman has literally made such an impact on me and my girlfriends. We literally turned her name into a verb, and we have referred to, well, if you've watched First Wives Club, there's a scene, Diane plays kind of like, she's sort of like nervous Nellie. She hasn't grown into the strong, like, woman that she becomes at the end of that movie. But there's a scene where they break into her ex-husband's house, or one of the ex-husband's house, and she's absolutely flipping out because they come home and they're basically
she's like losing it. She's doing physical comedy.
She's losing her mind. Her head shaking. Bette Midler slaps her in the face. Anyway, my girlfriends and I, when we are having amygdala hijack, mental breakdowns, we call it Diane Keatoning.
Oh, you're Keatoning.
We're Keatoning. Even our friend's getting married. We're checking in on her. Are you Diane Keatoning?
I love it.
So this is a real, we're sad. I'm sad.
Yeah, I am sad too. I looked up some facts about her just so that we know a little bit more about who she is, where she came from. So she was born in Los Angeles in 1946. So she passed away at 79, which again, you don't think, we're going to talk about John Candy's documentary in our next episode, but he says something that's very powerful, and it resonates with this moment in time when I think it was Jim Belushi died. One of his friends died. He said it's starting. And what was it? John Belushi. Sorry, Jim is the brother. Thank you. John Belushi died. He said it's starting. And what he meant by that, like, when we used to part, those days of being 20, young and invincible,
they're gone.
And now we're getting our
mortality they're being faced with the mortality for the first time in their life. And I feel like that's kind of
happening now with like this older generation of people that we grew up watching. They're getting older. Like, I didn't realize she was 79. Like, in my head, she's 65 forever.
Totally.
I don't know if that's just what age I see her. But she was born Diane Hall, and she changed her name to Diane Keaton because Diane Hall was already taken, not in SAG, but there was another actress out there, an artist out there with that name.
Okay.
So she then went with her stage name, Diane Keaton. She was the oldest of 4 children. Her father was a civil engineer and her mom was a stay-at-home mom. She adopted 2 children in her 50s, Dexter and Duke. She never married. And she said that motherhood was one of the most humbling, transformative experience she's ever had. She is known and rumored to have been connected to Woody Allen, Al Pacino, and Warren Beatty. Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
I love it. And of course, she won an Oscar for Annie Hall that was written and directed by Woody Allen. I have not seen it. I'm going to I've never seen Annie Hall, and I plan to watch Annie Hall and Baby Boom.
Which that's my girlfriend's. Killeen was saying you need. Yeah,
I'm going to watch both.
Baby Boom.
Anthony's like, you have to watch Annie Hall, so I'm going to watch Annie Hall. My favorite thing about Diane has always been her fashion, her choices of clothing that she would wear.
And from looking at old pictures, she knew exactly who she was at a young age. She has been wearing ties and pantsuits and suspenders and cool hats.
Yes.
And like, she really like pushed the envelope, I feel like, went in the opposite direction of maybe what like a woman's, like what people sort of expected or stereotyped a woman to wear and dress like.
I think it was Katharine Hepburn who decided to go against the grain a little bit and she wore a lot of pants back in the day.
I believe you're correct.
She was one of the actresses that's like, I'm not going to sit and wear a dress skirt. I don't want to. And she, Diane Keaton kind of was sometimes giving like Katharine Hepburn, like the high-waisted pants.
Love her style.
And that was something that I've always been so enamored with by her. And she seemed to be really true to who she was. She didn't do anything she didn't want to do for the sake of society.
Get
married. She said she never wanted. She's like, I'm an oddball.
Yeah, I'm a quirky gal. I'm good. I'm fine by myself.
She said in high school, someone came up to her once. I don't know if it was like a fellow student or something, and said something like, "One day you're going to make an amazing wife." And she's like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm too weird. I don't want to live with someone." She just wanted to do her own thing. And I did know this about her, that she was really into photography.
Did not know that.
Yeah. She was an avid Instagrammer. She loved using her Instagram. And she had a beloved golden retriever, was one of her last posts. And in regards to her death, they have not disclosed at this point what she passed away from, but she did suffer from
bulimia.
Yeah, but bulimia, but skin cancer. Yeah,
skin cancer.
So I don't know if that I have no idea. That would be a speculation. However, what I did read was that her health took a drastic turn and quickly. I don't think she was like dying for months. I think this is something that happened very quickly. So hopefully she didn't suffer.
Such a loss.
I do love her in Family Stone, but I also loved her in, do you remember, is it called The Second Sister? Do you remember that with Juliette Lewis? Is it
somebody
sister?
Played developmentally, was the person, Juliette Lewis played like developmentally delayed person. Was she, and what was his name? And what was Giovanni
and she's the mom, and she's really nervous for Juliette Lewis because she's in love and she wants to get married. And then she finally realizes, she's like, you just have to go live your life. I would cry because it's just,
that movie
is so good because she gets frustrated because that's what she's known for.
And she does that like,
the other sister,
the other sister, and she does that frazzled, heartbroken, tell it like the way it is. Like same with that scene that she delivers in Family Stone when Sarah Jessica Parker is just rattling off and just talking about the gay son and asking, don't you just and the way she just pointed at him and locked with him. Those are the moments that Diane made in movies, which are the reason why I'm in love with her.
Yep. And it was in like that movie in The Other Sister where she has that same kind of like a moment of break, but then where she's just like, well, and then she tells her, she's like, fine, if you're going to go get married, just do it. And then she ends up loving Giovanni Ribisi, but also Tom Skerritt is in that movie, who I also am a huge fan of. And so is Sarah Paulson. And there was, of course, paparazzi photos of Sarah Paulson
crying.
Yeah, leaving her house. So I didn't realize, I forgot that she was in that.
That's a great movie.
Something's Gotta Give. I know.
Something's Gotta Give. I worship that flick.
I've never seen. I don't think I've seen the whole movie. No, we've got to watch it.
Anthony, you Something's Gotta Give.
Loves it.
Oh my God! Finally, I've made a connection with you in the film department.
You guys have connected. This is like 17 years in the making.
Literally one of my favorite movies.
But Father of the Bride, where she's like
saw it in the theater.
That's a different character, I think, for her, because she was more cool, calm, and collected, where Steve Martin's character was a little bit more anxious and panicky, and she was like, just chill. And she goes and picks him up and bails him out of jail. He takes the hot dog. She's like, we need to have a talk. And she's like, I'm not bailing you out until you agree to get
it together. All of these stories, like these movies, they are like threaded through our experience. I feel like she really made an impact via cinema in so many ways. I'm so sad that she's gone.
Same. And there was one more thing I was going to say about her in regards to, was it Father of the Bride? No. Martin, there's a great quote out there right now, and it's Martin Short says, "Who's more handsome?"
And she goes, "You're both idiots."
Me or Steve Martin. And she goes, "You're both idiots."
And that right there is the very essence of why the world loved that woman.
Yeah, because she was just really phenomenal.
Playful and fun and knew herself.
Yeah, and I love seeing, I was looking at old photos of her, and the photos of her coming out of like The Godfather, where she played Al Pacino's girlfriend and wife, and then she reprised her role again.
And I read that she didn't even read that script. Yep. She just took the job.
She was like, "And I'm here."
And oh, wow. Okay.
Very courageous. She just seemed like a brave badass who lived a life on her terms. So we can all take a page out of her book and do that. Just do you.
GTS.
Be quirky, be weird, and do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
Yep. Amazing. So GTS, but although gone too soon, it sounded like she lived a wonderful life.
And you can tell that by the way people are remembering her, the impact, the imprint that she's made on the world. And like, that's kind of what we all want to strive for, like how do you want, when you leave here and take your last breath, how do you want to be remembered? And like she and some other people we're going to talk about now and on the next podcast are like shining examples of leaving a mark, one worth, the opposite of a shit stain,
Robert Redford. Yeah. But I don't know as much about Robert Redford.
I know that he was
he was like a good person, like his legacy. I think, wasn't he really like a conservationalist? Wasn't he really into,
or a conservationist? I think
maybe that,
but if you want to bleed the conversationist with the
he's talking about conserving, and I think in conversation,
energy, a good talk. We don't know.
Well, I just can't wait to watch Family Stone again because I'm going to be a puddle,
sucking my thumb in the corner,
especially since we all know what happens at the end.
I know. That's me and that's Ryan and I.
Holidays
that's our holiday tradition.
They are. You're going to need it to be sucking your thumb.
I mean, Ryan and I both are going to cry like two little bitches, like we do every year when we watch that.
Good. And I was with some gay. What's that?
Yeah,
Ryan. Mm-hmm. And I was with a couple gay friends last night, and they were talking about that moment that you brought up about the way she looked at her son and spoke to him and was like, "You are perfect the way you are." And for many individuals out there, they saw that, they heard that, and that was their mom or a mom figure saying something that maybe many had heard, but maybe a lot hadn't heard from their own mother or loved ones. And she delivered that. And there's a whole community of people in another way that was impacted by her.
I just thinking about that scene makes me cry.
I can't. And what does she say? She's like, "You look at me."
She throws her fork. "I'm talking to you."
Yeah, I know.
Look at me. And then she did her signs. And I was like, "Say it to me, Diane. Say it to me. Do you love me too? Just the way I am."
Mom's dead too. Oh my God. We're idiots. And with that, we have an ad break.
Ad break. Oh my God. I do love having a little ad break. This is fantastic. Listen, when we have ad breaks, that means that, production can stay in session.
For these ad breaks, or else we wouldn't be doing this. Now we just need a little bit more. We need more ad breaks.
More ad breaks.
This one is coming to you by Helping Hands. And what we want to talk about is their event coming up on Sunday, October 19th, Move with Helping Hands 5K. And it's at 10 a.m. at Spring Rock Park. It's an auction and a walk for a good cause. So it's a morning of community, creativity, and impact. And you don't want to miss the sneaker spotlight.
Ooh, tell me more about this.
Featuring a one-of-a-kind Air Force One's custom design, here's my favorite part, by Helping Hands talented clients and students.
And can I just say, because I've been in Helping Hand, if you've seen some of the art those folks have created, these sneakers, I can only imagine what kind of a slam bang situation.
This also brings me back to 8th grade when we all, I don't know how this happened. I don't know if we got with the Bulls somehow, but everyone shoe.
And did were they decorated?
I don't know. Or we went downtown to Nike.
Or maybe they made some new thing where you could.
We got the shoe, but it was really fun. We got to decorate the shoe. But I think I turned mine, of course, into like a sleigh for Santa.
How cool.
I know, but what is it called?
Like the sleigh up front. How creative.
The seems like maybe we're going to see
we're
some
going to see this.
Mine were not wearable. These are going to be wearable.
Totally functional.
Really cool, totally functional. So they're generously donated by StockX, and these wearable works of art will be auctioned off at the event and online for 2 weeks after. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to register, you're going to donate, and or learn more about Helping Hand by going to helpinghand-ill.org /events.
There you go.
And also follow Helping Hands at Helping Hand and also at StockX Culture on Instagram to meet the incredible artists behind the work.
Well, can I just say how much I'm looking forward to this?
To the events and seeing the shoes. It's going to be amazing.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Thank you, Helping Hand, for sponsoring the sister project Cozy Conversations podcast. And I'm excited to see how this walk goes on Sunday.
Same.
And as you know, Spring Rock is a gorgeous park. Gorgeous. Now, moving on from our ad break to reading, watching, listening to. I am so excited to tell you about my book. I didn't quit it. So you know it's good because I have not quit it and I will not be quitting it.
Okay.
It's Slewfoot by Brom.
Brom. Just Brom.
B-R-O-M.
Like Madonna or Prince?
Sure.
Wow.
Just Brom.
Okay.
Brom.
So
it's a tale of bewitchery.
Tell me more.
Let me tell you about this.
Tell me more. I'm going to sit back and get comfortable.
Not to be confused with Tabitha.
Okay.
Which I'm obsessed with.
The teenage witch?
Yeah, no, not her. Just Abatha.
Abatha.
Isn't that kind of a cool name?
You know what? It's a spin on a different name. It just goes to show you can do whatever you want.
Abatha.
Some are right. They win. And some absolutely suck. This one I'm going with.
I'm into it. Abatha gets sold basically she's from England and she's shipped over to the United States to a Puritan colony to be sold as a young wife.
Well, hang on.
A really nice man named Edward.
Okay.
So she got lucky. He was a nice man.
He didn't beat her.
She wasn't in love with him, but he treated her really, really well.
Okay.
And I don't want to give too much away.
Okay. I'm here for that.
And she finds herself, so this is where things get weird. And I have never read a book like this. So this is very different for me, but it's a fantasy book. And I'm not, they talk about wild folk, and the wild folk are beings, creatures from the forest that have animal bodies but human heads.
All right,
very strange. Yep. Like there's a possum with a human head. There's a fish that swims through the air. It's like a big salmon, but it has a human head.
Okay,
on it. Okay, with a human head.
I'm here for fantasy.
So weird. But then there's Samson, and Samson is kind of like the goat devil. We're not quite sure what Samson is, but he is playing a huge role in Abatha realizing that she does have these special powers that her mother had. And they're basically like witchcraft, but she's got to keep it under wraps because townspeople will beat the
they'll know, and then she'll be her. Yep, got it.
And it is such a good, you get so invested in all these different townspeople, and you start to like kind of align with different people, and you see some of the women who are mean to her in public are actually really nice and caring about her, but they just have to fit the stereotype.
Fit the mold in in public, so nobody beats them or hangs them or burns them.
The above.
Got it.
This book is giving me all of the things I need in a witchy book that's not cheesy, smutty, and I'm not against smut or cheese, but those are just not my genres.
Okay.
And it's really like kind of old school witchy. So far 5 stars.
I kind of am intrigued by this, and you and I can go in 2 different directions on things. This one sounds good.
It is really good.
Love it.
It was on a list of like one of the best witchy books to ever read. This and like is it like A Wayward is on there?
Had this been on your list, or did you just stumble upon it? Did someone recommend this?
No, this was on, I did my own research, and I have to tell you that I'm also kind of obsessed with the let me show it to you, with the cover.
Oh,
it's got a vibe.
Slewfoot.
Maybe our cool editor can just get the cover and just pop it on there real quick. Slewfoot. Okay, so that's that. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it. Michelle, you are reading The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron.
Yes.
And this is a 12-week creative recovery program designed to help people reconnect with their artistic potential and overcome creative blocks. And again, I am reminded that you read things to help further your life, and I read witchcraft.
Sometimes. But in this instance, I did finally pick up The Artist's Way. Have you ever heard of this book?
No.
Okay.
Marcy told me about it.
Marcy brought this up, and
Can I
then
see it?
I was at a networking event, and it was brought up again, and I thought, you know what? I'm getting this and I am doing this. So this is what you need to know about this experience. It's broken up in obviously chapters that are to be read weekly. Okay. But every day as part of this experience is to do what are called morning pages. Okay.
Love
So
that.
morning pages is a journaling process. And this is a non-negotiable. Julia Cameron says you need to write every single morning. You need to get up a half an hour before you normally do. And you need to write longhand, 3 pages,
That's amazing.
uninterrupted.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and is this the stream of thought journaling?
Stream of consciousness. You are just what you can use a prompt. You can wake up and write whatever you want, or there's no rules. She says you are not supposed to go back and read what you write. No one else is to read what you write. This is just part of the process. And then the other part of this experience is to take yourself on what is called the artist's date. Okay. This is a weekly solo outing, and it's just meant to spark inspiration and curiosity. And it can be, again, anything. A walk in the woods. You can go to an antique shop. You could literally sit at the train station and watch the trains go by.
People go by.
There are no rules except that you are to build this into your 12-week calendar. So I did it. I put all of my dates in for the next 12 weeks, and it's just that time is blocked, so I know that I'm going to do this. Now, I have to tell you something. So I've been writing I've been doing this, I think, 4 days now. This morning, I got up and I went downstairs and I journaled, which is something that I have done, I would say, is inconsistently as I can do anything. And I've never followed through with it to the extent that I want. I always felt kind of lost on where to start and if I was doing it right or wrong, just all of these things, which is a big part of this process. I am finding this experience to be one of the most thought-provoking, eye-opening, mind-opening things I've done in a bit. And I'm looking forward to my early wake up and writing like I used to look forward to my cup of coffee in the morning when my twins were babies.
Yeah, like what I look forward to right now.
Really, really fun.
It's like you're looking forward to it.
It's giving.
I think our director and producer needs a copy of this book.
Anthony, it is
I'm going to get us both a copy, I think. We should probably have our own copy, right? Because you write in it.
Well, I definitely am highlighting in it and taking notes and kind of like rereading the first week's chapter kind of every day. I'm reviewing it because I've told you, I don't get things. I'm like a Tommy two-timer. I need information given to me more than once for it to really make an impact on me. And it's just, Marcy said, she goes, I am so excited for the journey that you are about to go on. And she is not wrong.
Okay. I'm going to get it. I'm 100% sold and inspired.
You'll love it.
I honestly, before Luna, I journaled very regularly.
I remember.
I love journaling, and I've been getting back into it here and there. And this is something that I think would be a really fun way to also dive headfirst back into journal. I love journaling. Writing about anything.
We might delete this. Maybe we'll keep this in. But this morning I woke up and one of my kids had texted me last night after I was in bed, and it was kind of about they're struggling with some things. Okay. And so I woke up and I went downstairs, and Michelle can go in 2 different directions when she responds to things that can be challenging or upsetting or emotional. And instead I took this time this morning to really write about and reflect about that circumstance.
That circumstance was.
Mm-hmm. And my day would have been shit had I not done that.
Wow.
My day would have been ruined. I maybe wouldn't be here right now recording. And it was like therapy. I also had clarity after I was done. It allowed me to have a really, really good conversation with my child about what was, being discussed. And that is what's, I think, also feeding my like want to do this again and again and again.
It's opening you up in more ways than one. Bravo.
Well,
now, moving on from something beautiful like the artist's path or way.
The artist's way
to Ed Gein.
Different kind of art.
Take a big hard
different kind of art, guys.
Different kind of art. Upholstery.
Yep. Skin upholstery.
We talked about this a few weeks ago that it was coming out. It is out. We're going to just do a quick where are we at with it. I will tell you that I gave it a good old college try.
How many episodes did you watch?
I got to the 5th one out of 8. And
that's further than I thought.
First of all, I knew how gross it was going to be. I know Ryan Murphy. I know how gross he can be.
He goes there with everything.
He goes there. But Ed Gein is the grossest of the gross. So I was like, I don't even know. So it did that to me too. Also, though, I started to get very bored. I just got bored with it. So I quit it and I put it because I wanted to watch things that I found more interesting or scary or up my. It was actually making me grossed out.
Oh, well, I mean, same, except the only difference was I couldn't look away. And I'm not usually, I've turned off a lot of Ryan Murphy's stuff. Some of his American Horror Story stuff went in a direction where I was like,
You've gone too far.
Done. My stomach hurts. I don't know why I couldn't look away. I think I watched every minute of every episode, which is rare for me because I usually nod off at the end.
You don't get to the end.
I knew that this was a hot topic when I walked into Macy's to make a return and the staff started talking about it. And I was like, well, hang on, I need to be in on this conversation. I mean, by the end of it, the 2 staff members over there that hadn't watched it were going home to watch it. The gal behind us was going home. Like, it is a hot topic of conversation, but here's the deal. I am not okay.
After what you saw.
And I can't unsee
the last scene,
some of the things that I've seen.
Yeah, I have something stuck in my head too, which I am not like him wearing another person's face as a mask, sweeping the floors. It's so scary, and I from what I've read and did some I've known about Ed Gein for years.
Not me,
and he has inspired a lot of films like Psycho, Texas Chainsaw. Silence of the Lambs. So that's that's where his pop culture that's where pop culture kind of like came and took his story and ran with it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I needed to see it.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not the only one.
Yeah, and you saw it was that last scene with Richard Speck at the end.
I'm not sure who it was. I may have missed that detail, but it was
either way.
It was a very bad man who was incarcerated for doing horrible things, and Ed Gein was his
lover,
idol. No, and he was other people's lovers.
Okay, and you know what?
And on that note,
let's stay cozy. No, we're not done with the show yet.
We're not, because we can't just drop it on you.
All right, so I'm dying to know. I actually want to know if our whiffs are tuning into Ed Gein or not. So write us at contact@thesisterprojectblog.com or DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, or comment.
I'm dying to know because I feel like it's going both ways. Either you're stomaching it or you're just like me and you're like, and I'm good.
I mean, I just commented on somebody's thread on the hellfire that is the Facebook platform.
Yes.
And what she wrote was, it was horrific. I couldn't look away. 5 stars. And I was like, honestly, that's exact same review I would have given.
Shocked, Michelle. I'm shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked.
I shock myself sometimes.
Blown away by this. Okay, you guys, listen up. Get your calendars out. We have one more farmer's market because we're going to do we're going to do a big pop-up.
We're going to blow it out.
Yeah, we're going to blow it out for the holiday season. Not really, but just for fall. We've got some merch to sell. We've got Bag of Dick bags. We've got hot pink Stay Cozy knit beanies. And we have a limited quantity of sizes of the gray with the pink Stay Cozy sweatshirt.
It's our Stay Cozy collegiate sweatshirt.
Cute. I have it in navy blue. I kind of want it in the pink.
We also have candles. Did you say that? Nope. We're bringing candles. We've got our other tote, our Slow Down Care Less. We're going to have
we're going to do witchy declarations and intentions. And we're going to say, what are you conjuring up moving into the holiday season? what are you going to conjure up? Is it going to be like, I'm going to spend less and do more, or
Ooh.
I'm
Did you just
going
pull that one out of your hat?
right out of my butt? Yeah, spend
Wow.
less and do more. And by doing more, meaning like spend more time with people, do maybe more like experience things instead of like, for me, I have my foam round balls and all my
Are
sequences
you getting
came in.
ready?
I'm getting ready. I'm making my ornaments this
Oh,
year.
and hopefully you won't have be wearing those carpal tunnel
I
braces
bought
by the
those
end
little, they're called, I forget what they're called, but they're like finger condoms to
to
help push
prevent.
in the push in all the push pins. Cause I'm going to be
Cool.
really working hard with my
You
fingers.
are.
So on October 30th, join us at the farmer's market from 7 to 1. We will be there. And then of course we have an amazing event coming up at First Congo in
Can't wait.
Western Springs on December 9th from 7 till 8:30. It's Care Less, Cozy More. It's going to be a live podcast recording with us at the First Congregational Church of Western Springs.
And just like can I just say that I was just at First Congo for a friend's memorial. I leave that every time I leave.
I'm going back to church.
I'm like, I'm going back
And
to church.
He will
I
raise you up on eagle's wings. Did they do that there when you went there? Do they sing?
They do. Oh
Okay.
my God. I mean, there's going to be
Are they
live.
singing the bangers that we know about? Like, are they
You
going,
know
are
what?
these like St. John the Cross?
I did not hear any of the bangers we knew, but there's also going to be someone singing bangers before. We've got an opener at
We have
First
an opener.
Congo.
We have
Live music,
a
live
musician.
music
Yeah, we have a
before.
musician
So
opening.
come a little early
A live
and
artist.
take in some music in this amazing church.
It's beautiful.
And then let's like rip it up and get ready for the cozy season.
Yeah, it's going to be cozy. It's going to be fun. Okay, so join us then. Oh, speaking of show notes, you guys, when you're listening to our podcast, when you go to the episode that you are listening to, so this episode, just scroll up and get to the bottom of it. And that's where you'll see resource links or show notes. They're synonymous. All right. And don't forget to follow and subscribe, review, leave comments like
everywhere,
Stevie Blue does.
everywhere.
Our cozy boy, he is like the host with the most when it comes to leaving comments on our podcast. So thank you, Stevie. Be a little bit more like him. Okay, Michelle, what is your simple joy of the past week?
The past week, I got to go to a open house at our friend Lizzie Selly's
fun.
gallery.
Yes, studio.
But what was so simply joyful about it was that Mia joined me and her godmother and her fake aunt along for the ride, and then we had lunch after, and it was just. I just sat at the table afterward looking at my daughter who is like in on the fun with me and my crazy friends. And I'm just thinking like, God, it meant so much that, with teens, you don't know if they're going to come. You don't know if they're going to say, yeah, you have no idea what the answer is. But I was so happy that she decided to join. And I think she had fun too.
How could she not?
Yeah.
Good people. And of course, art. My simple pleasure was one of my favorite fall Sundays is watching the Chicago Marathon.
And what a gorgeous day.
It was gorgeous.
You guys had.
The energy is there. And we have a great little corner bar where they get these two guys. This one guy plays, like wears thumb thimbles, like thimbles on his finger. And the washboard. The washboard. And he makes all these. Luna is so obsessed with them. She just sits and she goes with the beat. And he's like, you got to get her a set of drums. So now I think I know we're going to get her for Christmas. And watching these runners from all over the globe run. I saw a dude on a skateboard. He had a bib on.
I saw him
with one leg. Right?
I saw him.
Guy?
Yep.
Was he on the news or something?
Yes.
Or did you see him on?
He was on the news.
He was. So
I saw him at the halfway point.
Yeah. So he did not have legs, but he had almost like a stump on his right thigh,
and he was using that as his propeller, basically.
Dude, and he had arms, but he was kind of he was like skateboard bound. Dude, flew around the corner and people went ballistic.
And you know what else I saw? So you saw him with your own eyes.
Person.
I saw him on the news and I saw the biggest fucking smile on that guy's face. And I was just moved. It was to
unbelievable.
Tears.
Yeah. I mean, and he had his bib on. So he was in the marathon. It was phenomenal. I saw another guy in a wheelchair apparatus of some sort. It wasn't like it was something different. You just see all these able bodies doing different ways of moving their body. And it was just fantastic. And we really have a good time. We go get a Bloody Mary.
Love it.
Have a little sidecar, listen to music and cheer on the runners. And I stepped in and started giving water to the runners, which was a lot of fun. And I was doing it with Luna. So it was kind of fun to do that too.
Did you see the footage of the lady that was holding picture of Trump, like a pillow,
Oh,
and
and
it
people were
said
punching
punch
it?
Trump as they ran by, they
Oh,
punched him in the face.
no, I didn't,
I thought
but
that
I've
was
seen
kind
that
of
at different
funny.
marathons. I think that
Very
people are
creative.
catching on to that
Good
creative,
stuff.
yeah.
Wow.
All right, you guys, thank you as always for joining. Michelle, always a pleasure sitting
Oh
down
my
with you in my
God. You
front
know what?
room.
Look at us. We were kind of like, God, are we ready? Are we going to vibe? You know
Oh, it
what? And
always comes out. I'm like this.
the answer is,
Ugh.
the answer is yes. And also stay cozy whiffs. You're nuts.